Hey everyone, it's Billy. Today we're diving into something fun and totally beginner friendly, creating beautiful patterns with clay. Don't worry if you've never tried this before, I'll walk you through it step by step and you might be surprised at how easy it is to make something amazing. Hello and welcome to BCC Arts Studio. Today I'm going to try something completely different and new. I don't know if anyone's tried this before, but I am going to show you what I did. So I made some patterns. And I'm going to show you how I did that. I'm going to show you another pair that I made. So I made them into stud earrings. So I'm going to show you how I did that. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of talking in this video because there's a lot to do, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm just going to get started. So first off, I'm going to take so I have some pearl white Sculpey Primo, and I'm going to do my best to cut this into a square. Now, I don't want these earrings, I'm going to be making earrings and I don't want them to be real big. So I'm just going to cut a square as even as possible. Pardon my head being in the way. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to grab a piece of my clear tape as soon as I find the end of it. I'm going to place it on my clay. You may not be able to see it because it's clear tape, but I can see it, and I'm leaving myself a border. And I'm going to grab my mic powders, and I want to use this deep red color here. I'm just going to take my finger, dab it in there, and rub my color on there. Now once I get started and get going, most of this will be sped up because it probably will be a long video if I don't. Mary Kirk, you need to try this one. This one is super fun. I am now going to do the same thing, but I need to turn this. I'm going to try to get an even corner here. And we have that. So let's see. My next thing I want to do is I'm going to take a cutter here, my round cutter, and I'm going to place it where I want it. And cut out my shape. And then I'm going to pull that out. Set that off to the side. And I'm going to color that with my mica powders. And flip it over and varnish it. Doesn't have to be perfect, because once we put it back in here, because we are going to put it back in here, now moving it around and stuff does distort it a bit, but that's okay, because you'll see in a second here what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to grab a piece of my freezer paper that I've been using. And I'm going to use the waxy side. And I'm going to cover that. And I'm going to varnish that in there. I'm going to just take my paper towel, wipe that off of my paper so I can use it again. Now if you do get stuff on your paper like that, you can grab your tape. Or if you get stuff on your clay, let me cut a piece off here. You can take your tape and just pull it off. Alright, so next I'm going to take a center piece out of here, and I need to put my head in here just a moment so I can line this up. And hopefully get it even. Let's hope and pray that that's even. Oh, pretty good. Alright, we're going to pull that out. We're going to take our tape again, and we're going to pull off that color. I need a new piece of tape. Before I do anything though, I'm going to cut this piece because it did get a bit distorted. So I'm going to pull that away. Alright, and we are going to color this piece. We're going to take our tape here and just dab the sides get that mica powder off the sides there. And before we put it back in, I'm going to varnish it a bit. Now before I do anything else, I want to make sure I have the mica powders off of my fingers, because if I touch that clay, I'm going to be using tape to get everything off. So let's just pick that up. And stick it back in there. Now, yes, it does get a bit distorted every now and then, but easy fix. I just take my bottom of my back of my blade and I just push. And grab my paper and burnish that in there. Burnish them together. Make sure they're all good together. So from here on out, there will be no more talking until the end. So enjoy the video. going to put these in the oven for 30 minutes. Alright, so we are going to top coat these with some UV resin, high viscosity. And we're going to cure that for 2 minutes. Okay, so our next step is I'm going to take my acrylic paint markers, and I found 2 that will match these colors, and I'm going to paint the sides to match the lines and design on the front. I now have a piece of my leftover pearl white that I used to make these, and I'm going to use that for backing. So I'm going to, so this is conditioned on setting 3. So I'm going to cut the backing out. I'm just kind of rounding the backing edge a little bit. And while I'm doing that, I am pressing it down. And I'm going to put it on my tile. And I'm going to place that back in the oven for 30 minutes. Time for the final results. This technique is so satisfying. I just love how these turned out. And you can come up with so many different designs and patterns. I think it turned out gorgeous. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This one got a little distorted, but next time I'll take it slower. Thank you for watching, and happy pouring.